Are you ready to start doing well in school? Well, hey, here's the top 5 ways to improve your grades. All right, so you're going to school, you're trying to figure out how to pass your classes, and you want to get good grades, right? What do you do? How do you do this? Well, you could stay up all night long doing homework, and you could stress. You could, freak out about it. I mean, those really are some good options for you if you want. I mean, you probably see a lot of people doing that. But let's really talk about what it takes to engage your mind so it is functioning at its highest level. Let's really talk about these things. Like, what is it? What do you got to do to be able to engage your mind so it's listening, it's absorbing, and it can recall? Listening, absorbing, and recall. It's like, wow, what if your mind could do that? Well, there's some things you got to actually do to put your mind in a place to be able to do that. And really, you must prepare your mind for education and prepare it to function at the best level. It's not going to naturally do that. And let's take a look at some things here that are really going to affect how you're going to perform. Now, remember that while you're in school, there is a relationship going on. And when we are not in a good place with a particular relationship, we're not going to perform at our top level. So let's take a look at the different places that there's a relationship. First, there's a relationship where you have a story about yourself as a student. So how are you as a student? What kind of learner are you? Are you smart? Are you wise? Are you a genius? Or do you say other things about yourself that are more of the negative nature? This story that you have of yourself is going to determine how you're going to function as a person. So I suggest that you get a pad of paper or get on your computer and write a paragraph about yay big. About you being like the best student ever. You're a genius, you're a whiz kid, you figure things out, you absorb things easily, you can comprehend things. All the topics come to you a lot simpler than normal, but you are going to write this paragraph so that you can actually condition your mind to have a good relationship with you being a student. Sometimes just being a student can trigger you into believing you're not smart or you're not going to do well. But you got to put your mind in a place of believing that you are really a great student. So write a paragraph about yay big, about you being the best student ever in your entire life. Because really, seriously, how are you supposed to get better at it if you got a terrible story on the inside? Now, the story of your teacher. I can't tell you how many times I've heard my kids come home and say, yeah, my teacher, oh man, they're just, they're grumbling about their teacher. And it's no wonder they struggle in that class. How are you supposed to function well when that is the teacher teaching you the topic and you don't have a good opinion about that teacher? You're literally teaching your mind that this is the enemy. Like, this is the bad person. This person's a jerk. This person's mean. And then as they're teaching you, how is your mind supposed to listen if you've labeled the teacher in such a negative way? So really, your next little paragraph is to write down what you think about the teacher in a positive way, that you and your teacher communicate clearly. You and your teacher understand each other, that what the information is your teacher gives you is really simple for you to comprehend. And just really take a point of view, look at this, that your teacher sees you as a genius. Your teacher treats you with high levels of respect. That right there, you can literally condition your mind to have an aversion to your teacher, which can actually block your hearing and block your understanding. So if you ever find yourself telling yourself that the teacher's anything of the negative sort, you're setting yourself up for some extra struggle. So condition your mind about you as a student and condition your mind about what the teacher thinks of you and what the relationship is between you and that teacher. It's a game changer. It always is. What stories we tell in our mind is how we act. Now the story of the topic. Now let's say you just totally hate math or whatever math type of class you're in. Let's just say you just don't like it. You can't stand it. But here you are in this class and you got to pass it. How do you absorb the material about a topic you hate? I know hate's a pretty strong word, but come on, you've said this sometime in your life where you hate a particular topic or that particular subject. But again, I'm going to say, if you put up a negative connotation about that topic, you can't have all of your mind functioning to really understand that topic. So even if you don't like the topic, it's time to condition your mind to want to understand the topic. Have you ever heard yourself say or heard your friends say, I'm never going to use this in my life, this class is stupid. And then they struggle in the class. They've got extra homework, they have to stay up later, and they don't understand why they have to work so much harder at it than the person who's getting an A. Isn't this fascinating? Why do the people who struggle with the class have to work harder than the person who got an A? The person who got an A has a great story about themselves being a student, about the teacher, and about the topic. They're embracing it. They've created this story about it, that their mind is fully engaged in the experience. If you make something bad, tough, and terrible, you're going to have difficulty with it. That's why you got to come up with a better story. You got to come up with a better story of how you're seeing it. If you don't, you're going to have lots of extra struggles. Next, got to have a study group. Find people who enjoy the topic. Find people who enjoy studying. Find people who enjoy learning, and just find those people. Find 2 or 3 of those people and create a study group. If you surround yourself with people who can't stand the teacher, can't stand the topic, and struggle with this whole learning process, you are going to have problems and issues, and you're gonna have to do makeup homework, you're gonna have to go in after class and do extra things. You're gonna cause problems. But surround yourself with people who love the topic. And let's say you don't like the topic, but you gotta find people who love the topic so that goodness can rub off on you. And again, why study by yourself? You can't get all the information studying by yourself. Get somebody else to study with, at least 1 or 2 people. If you can, 2 or 3 people. But get a study group and make sure you are very clear about their mindset towards the topic, the teacher, and learning. Because man, if they're positive about it, guaranteed you're gonna perform well in the class. It's a head game. All success in life starts out as a head game. Okay, the last one, okay, help your brain. You gotta help your brain. Your brain needs healthy food. It needs water, and it needs healthy food. Pop is not water. Soda is not water. Juice is not water. Your body is mostly made up of water, and your brain needs a lot of water. It needs sleep, it needs water, and it needs vegetables. You know, why vegetables? I know. Maybe I'm your mom or your grandma right now, or your dad or somebody telling you about to eat your vegetables, but come on, seriously. Tearing open that package and eating those man-made foods are not going to help your brain function better. It's sure to give you a sugar zing, zing, and you're awake for a moment, but then you're gonna really struggle recalling the information. You're not giving your brain real food. You don't give your brain real food, it can't function at 100%. So you're not gonna get good grades. So be wise and smart about what you're eating. Give yourself more water than what you're drinking right now. And if you can, I'm always gonna say this, get to bed a half an hour earlier. Give yourself a half an hour earlier bedtime and notice how it feels like actually an hour and a half of sleep. There you go. It's not tough, it's not rocket science. It just has to be done. So go get her done and get yourself some great grades. All right, time to share. What ways have you found to get great grades? We got a lot of people here watching these videos, and you can really be a great inspiration to them. Hey, share down below. And also click subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you tomorrow.